Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deborah Awam. I'm the brand owner of Zira for Mira. So in today's video, I'll be teaching you guys how to draft the front basic bodies. We already drafted the back body, so if you've not watched it, please do well to watch it. But today we'll be drafting the front bodies still on the same pattern paper we used for the back, so that we'll have both the front and the back on the same paper, and we'll be working with the same measurements we used the last time. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Click on the subscribe button and then click on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload a new video. Don't forget to like, share and leave a comment in the comment section. So let's get started. So the first thing we will do is to mark our shoulder measurements. And our shoulder measurement here, we have 15 inches as a shoulder measurement. 15 inches as a shoulder measurement. So you divide it by 2 and then you have 7.5 divided by 2. So go straight right on top of the paper and mark our 7.5. Like so. I'll repeat the same process again so that I can get a straight line. So mark 7.5 again, like so, and then I'll connect all the dots together. So our shoulder measurement is 15 inches, you divide by 2, you have 7.5. That's what we have here. So the next thing to do is to mark our shoulder seam. Our shoulder seam we have here is 5 inches. So we'll mark shoulder seam 5 inches. We have 5 inches here as our shoulder measurement. And then for the front neck depth, we have 3 inches. We use 3 inches as the front neck depth. Then you come down by 1 inch as the shoulder slope. Then you connect the line. So the next thing we do now is the chest width line. And for the back, we use 4 inches as the chest width line. So we use the same measurement we used for the back for our front chest width. So 4 inches, and then we draw a straight line. Yes, like so. And then our shoulder 2 measurement that we have here, or chest width for the front, is 13 inches. And when you divide 13 by 2, you have 6.5. So you mark 6.5 here. And then you connect it down to the shoulder tip. Okay, like so. Then the next thing we will do now is we'll go to the bust circumference. It's 34, and then when we divide 34 by 4, we'll have 8.5. But I'm not going to use 8.5. I'll use 9 inches instead. Reason because for the front, the back bust circumference, we subtracted ½ inch from the back circumference. So we are going to add that ½ inch here, and that will be 9 inches. So we'll use 9 inches as our bust circumference, and mark, draw a straight line here. Beautiful. And the next thing we'll do is to go to our waist circumference, which is 27. Divide 27 by 4, we'll have 6.75. And we'll mark our line, and then we'll add 1 inch as our dart intake. Then we'll connect the lines like so. And so the next thing we'll do is to input our side seam, and we'll have 6 inches as our side seam. So we'll put the 6 inches here. Yes, we'll mark the 6 inches here as our side seam measurement. So this is 6 inches on this line that connects the bust and the waist. Then we'll come down. After marking your 6 inches, you come down on that same line by 1 inch. So you mark the 6 inches, identify it as A, then the 1 inch as B. Then our bust span is 7. We'll divide it by 2. We'll have 3.5. You mark 3.5 here, and you call this part the C. We'll mark a straight line like so. So we divide our bust span by 2 that is 7 inches by 2. We'll have 3.5. That's what we'll mark as our C. Then our hip circumference is 40. If you divide it by 4, you have 10. But we are not going to use 10. We are going to use 9.5 because we added ½ inch to the back hip circumference. So that ½ inch we add to the back, we are going to subtract it from the front measurement, and then we'll use 9.5. So mark 9.5 here on the hip line. And so on that 9.5, you come down by 1 inch and then go up by 1 inch. And you connect the lines with your ruler. So you have something like this. Now the 9.5 you mark at your hip line, you bring it down here on the knee line. The same 9.5 you have on the hip, you bring it down on the knee line, and then you draw a straight line to connect the lines together. Then you go in on that hip line by 1 inch. Go in by 1 inch, and then the 1 inch you mark on the hip line, you came down from on the hip line, you connect it to this 1 inch on the knee line. Next thing to do is to connect the waist measurement, the waistline, and the hip line together with the curve ruler. Beautiful. You have something like this. So a very important thing we need to do now is to reduce our arm size. Note, for every pattern you draft, the front arm size is always bigger. Yes, if I use my curve ruler here, you will notice that the arm size that we'll have here is bigger than the back, and what we need is 17 inches. So if you divide 17 inches by 2 for the arm size, you have 8 inches. So we need our arm size for the front should be 8 inches. The back arm size is already 8.5 rather, so we need the front body's arm size to be 8.5. So you get your transparent paper. I'll show you how to make one, and you place it on top your bodies like so that all the marks and lines you have on the pattern paper will be visible. And then you use your push pin to hold it on that point you mark as C. You use your push pin on it so that the paper will move just the way you want it. And we don't want this point C, this pivot point which is C, to move. So on the paper now, you can see that A we marked initially on our pattern paper. Yes, the A and the B point. Then you just transfer it here. You trace it here on it. So this A and B point, that's what will be moving, but the C will not move along with it. That's why I use the push pin to pin it down, to hold it. You see the way I move it. So when you move it forward like this, it means you're moving the arm size, you're reducing it. Okay, so let's see if we have our 8.5 now. So you trace whatever you have on the arm size, starting from the lines we drew for our chest width. You trace it on this transparent paper. Like so. We do all this, we use this transparent paper so that we don't dirty our main pattern paper while reducing this arm size. So that's why we use this transparent paper to do all the rough work until we get the exact arm size we are looking for. So let's check if it's 8.5 now. We have 7 inches and what we need is 8.5. So I'll bring it down a little. So the only thing you do is just move this transparent paper forwards or backwards. If you move it forwards, you check, and if you have your exact arms you're looking for, then you stop. So let's check again if we have the 8.5. Feel free to ask questions in areas you don't understand. So let's check if we have our 8.5. So this is 8 inches. So I'll move it a little bit forward. Downwards, sorry. I moved it downwards a little. So all you just need to do is to copy the lines you have on the main pattern paper, on these transparent ones, and then you move it either forward or you bring it downwards until you get your arm's eye. Note that we use this transparent paper so that we don't, you can use your pattern paper, your main pattern paper, to make this adjustment, but you find out that at the end of the day your pattern paper will look dirty. So we've gotten the arm's eye 8.5. So this point now, this last point that we have here, I'm going to use my push pin to trace it back on the main pattern paper, like so. You can see the dot. So we have our new point A and new point B. So then you now connect these lines, connect the chest width to this new point A. So far so good. This is how we've reduced our arm's eye. So we'll connect these lines to the point C. Like so. So don't worry guys, I'll show you how you can make your own transparent paper that you can use in reducing your arm's eye. Let's draw our neckline. So it's so easy guys. If there are areas you don't understand, please leave a comment on the comment section. So this is beautiful. So the next thing we'll do is to input our dart measurement. We'll work on the dart. Remember, our bust span is 7 inches and we divided by 2, we have 3.5. So mark 3.5 on the waist and 3.5 on the hip line, and then we'll connect all the dots together to have a straight line. Don't forget, our dart intake is 1 inch. So divide that 1 inch by 2. But first, let's come up here on this hip line by 2 inches. You mark it. Then you divide the dart intake, which is 1 inch, by 2, and you mark ½ inch here and ½ inch on this other side. So you mark ½ inch on either side on the waistline. Then you connect the lines from the bust point down here to the waistline, and then to these 2 inches we came up from the hip line. Like so. So that's all guys. See how our front bodice looks? It's very beautiful. So this is for the front, and that's for the back bodice. So guys, if you find this video very helpful, please like the video, share, and also leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye. See you guys in my next video. Love you.